another episode of Partners Project. I'm right now with Will of DC.
Yeah!
How would you describe your channel?
I would describe it as news and statistics and kind of, I don't know, I'm trying to brand myself as like the YouTube journalist. I really love interviewing now, and I really love hosting ever since I did Playlist Live. I'm like, let me host something else. I want to host more things.
I remember you're like, Shira, oh my god.
The first and most important story to talk about today.
It was awesome. I mean, it was super stressful, but it was so much fun. And yeah, I mean, that's all I really want to do. I just want to find new YouTubers. I'm interviewing people on the rise every month now.
Hi, I'm Ryan Higa, and this is this week's Winners and Losers of YouTube.
This month is my first month I've done it, and already I'm like, this is super rewarding. I'm loving it.
Yeah.
So
A few months ago, YouTube started letting people opt in and test the new YouTube video watch page.
Were you always performing or doing videos?
no, not at all. I had no interest in doing anything like that. My degree is in political science, and
You're a smarty pants.
Oh no, my GPA was not a 4.0. But no, I worked for a congressman for 3 years, and I thought that that would kind of be my life for the rest of my life, and then found out that I kind of liked doing YouTube.
There was a ton of movement on the charts this week. A lot of people moving up and a lot of people moving way down.
That kind of ended up being what I'm doing. I don't know. It's a weird transition. I'm still not really sure how it happened, but.
What was your first video?
My first video was a terribly, terribly awful video where I was talking about my 10 favorite YouTubers, and it literally was a 10-minute long video.
It should come as no surprise that our winner this week is Dave Days.
On one of those grainy cameras from like Logitech, like the really like cheap $50 ones. And yeah, that was my first video.
And what made you
embarrassing.
want to start doing it and opening up an account?
I was just wanting to do something else. Like when you work in politics, it's a very like intense environment. So I was looking for an outlet to do something else.
There are many different little news stories I need to cover today, so let's get right into it.
And I was like, I love YouTubers and I love watching YouTube videos. I've been, on YouTube since 2006 watching videos. And I was like, I'll make one for myself and see if I like it. And then like I got comments that were like, oh, you're kind of cool. And I was like, oh, I'm an only child, so it's like, attention.
Hey guys, Cassim G here, and you're watching the YouTube Winners and Losers with the Will of DC.
So you put up that first video, and then at what point did you decide to start doing it more often?
I decided to start doing it more often when I went out to DC, because I went out to DC to work on the Obama for America campaign. And so when that ended in November of 2008, there wasn't really any other jobs because there was like millions of people in DC looking for jobs. So I was like, I'll just, spend a lot of time working on my YouTube video. And
the loser this week is the Disney star I find people hate the least, Ashley Tisdale.
it was like a year that I was trying to find my voice and my footing of what I wanted to do. And luckily enough, I had some guidance from Ray William Johnson, and
That's a pretty good guy.
it's a pretty good influencer, yeah.
Ray William Johnson. Ray has been moving up the charts like nobody else recently.
Yeah, how did you meet Ray?
I met Ray in the October of 2008. It was at a YouTube meetup in Grand Central Station, New York City. I actually went from DC to New York City just to like meet people. It was where I met Michael Buckley the first time. It was like my big thing. I was like, I'm gonna go meet Michael Buckley.
Yeah.
And oddly enough, Ray William Johnson there with 1,000 subscribers, no one knew who he was. And I was like, you're kind of cool. You like politics too. And we started chatting it up and stuff and just kind of became friends. And then 8 months later, I moved in with him up in New York City, and rest is kind of history.
Our winner this week is obviously Ray William Johnson. You would have had to have been living under a rock to not know why he'd be winner.
What was it about the platform that made you want to pursue that?
It was the freedom.
Yeah.
It was immense freedom. I mean, working for congressman, it's a very like 16-hour, very strict day, and lots of like rules and regulations and things. And YouTube was this free place where you're your own boss. You can wake up whenever you want. You can do whatever you want. The world is this blank slate, and it's just up to you to make it what you want it to be.
You're watching the Will of DC's YouTube Winners and Losers.
How did you find your voice over that year?
Lots of bad videos.
Yeah.
Like I always tell people, like don't expect to come to YouTube and make one video and all of a sudden you're a millionaire and you've got the best video idea ever. I spent a year really doing vlogs, doing comedy things, trying to do like music video parodies. I was kind of terrible at all of it, but I really liked metrics and statistics, and I loved news and like figuring out what's going on with YouTube and the whole game of it. Ray saw me keeping this Excel spreadsheet of YouTube statistics subscribers, and he's like, you should make a video of that. That's really interesting. And I'm like, no one's gonna be interested in that. That's just so stupid and lame. But he convinced me to do it, and the first episode I decided to call Winners and Losers, and I've been calling it ever since then, Winners and Losers.
That's how it all came to be.
Yeah. I would not have made a video if he hadn't told me to make a video.
So he was a big inspiration. Ray has all the ideas.
Niga Higa, Ray William Johnson, or Sexy Phil, but only one of them can be chosen as winner, and this week I'm going to have to go with Ray William Johnson.
Who are your favorite winners and losers of YouTube?
My favorite winners and losers of YouTube? I'm loving how many new people are on YouTube this year, because it seemed for so long there was kind of like a strict hierarchy, it was the same people over and over again, but it's like the gaming community has really come into its own this year, and then Epic Mealtime has really just kind of reinvented the game on, you know, a viral video turning into a series that's, you know, as strong as anything else on YouTube. And it's awesome to see, like, Freddie W. I feel like he's gonna be, you know, not soon, but I feel like he has the potential to be a #1 on YouTube because his content is just, I think, at the forefront of where everyone wants YouTube to be.
This week we're going to do another YouTube flashback.
Who inspires you?
Michael Buckley has always just been a constant inspiration. I mean, there's no one on YouTube that I think is more positive and more affirming and has promoted more people and has gotten more people to actually start YouTubing. Like, I wouldn't be YouTubing if it wasn't for Buck. I think that the fact that like 5 years into it, or probably 5 years into it now, that he's like still in love with it just as much as he was before and is getting amazing opportunities. Like, hey, he's gonna go hang out with Lance Bass and host the AMAs. So jealous.
He's like the YouTube father.
He is. He absolutely is.
He is old. I mean, he's not older, but he's a bit older than some of us. But he's like a husband. He's like, you know, he's like living the life in a house.
Yeah, exactly.
And like in the suburbs.
Right, exactly.
But he's like the cool older brother.
Absolutely. He's
not a father.
He's like the cool uncle.
It's a cool uncle.
Yeah.
We've gone from father to older brother.
To brother to uncle, yeah.
We love you, Buck.
Exactly.
So where do you see the future of all of this and what you do? Where do you want to be in a few years?
In a few years, I want to be like, I don't know if I want to be a Hollywood reporter, but I want to be a reporter that's definitely known.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be like the YouTube reporter. I want to be able to cover, I know, like, let's go on red carpets and cover every event there is. That's what I want to do.
You could be like Ryan Seacrest and I could be Juliana Rancic.
Yeah.
Or we could both be Ryan Seacrest.
Let's both.
Or I could be Oprah and you could be Ryan Seacrest.
Yes, you be Oprah, I'll be Ryan Seacrest. Yeah.
Oh my God. Let's just play fantastical games all day long.
Yeah.
Will of DC's YouTube winners and losers.
Soon everything is going to change on YouTube, and it's going to be so interesting next year when it does change how everyone figures out the game. Like, there's going to be, I think, like a 2 to 3 month period when everything on YouTube changes, where everyone's like the race to figure out the algorithm and, you know, how to be successful now and how to get your videos seen, and just the whole, everything we know now is going to be like worthless. It's all going to change.
Survival of the fittest. God, it seems like a rat race. Makes me super anxious.
It's going to be a little Lord of the Flies-ish.
And that's because, for some people who might know this or might not know, YouTube has actually invested $150 million in a fund for basically Hollywood.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some YouTubers that have become part of that are going to launch channels, but you're going to see
the YouTube networks will see some of that as well.
Yeah, and you're going to see some more, they're saying, more high quality content. Yeah. Real channels have like 24/7 programming.
Yes.
Which is crazy.
When YouTube Live, like the YouTube Live feature really comes into its own and people start watching YouTube Live like all day, crazy.
It'll be interesting to see how people discover that content, because discovery is the biggest thing.
I mean, it is. They're really, really going to have to figure out how to curate their content.
Something amazingly fantastical that YouTube is launching this Thursday.
Well, Will, thank you so much for sharing your story. You are fabulous.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a blast.
I know, finally having you on my show, and I'll be on your show.
It needs to happen.
It'll be just like a collaboration. Yeah. And thanks to all of you for watching and supporting what we love doing.
Yes.
Stay tuned next week for another Partners Project. Bye.